Hi there, everyone. I have been reading a book called Jesus Code by a man called John Randolph Price. And this book is a really interesting book. And basically, um, the author talks about a dream that he had in which there was basically a code that he needed to discover. And at the end of the dream, he had this message that said, "See Jesus for the code." And so the whole book is like his journey on discovering this code and what does that mean and why does Jesus have this code? So the book is a really interesting read. I'll give you a spoiler if you don't want to read the whole book. The code is essentially feeling your way and seeing your way into the desire that you want. It's like Neville Goddard and countless other authors. It's manifest. We need to see and feel as if what we want uh, has already manifested. There is no separation between us. So, but I mean, the book has a lot to offer. There's a really lot of interesting things in there. And at the end of the book, there's a series of teachings that he asked to meditate on, 30 days of meditations. And so the thing that he talks about is he gives like a short concept, right? And I thought, well, okay, these are really like theoretical concepts. So I thought, why don't I just channel and see what comes through as a clarification or elaboration of what this is, like what does it actually refer to, and as for whoever I channel, whoever soul, whoever comes through to give their perspective on this particular spiritual teaching or this particular um, aspect of reality, and see if what comes through is more a stronger, a better clarification of what actually comes through in the meditation. So for day one, this is what uh, this is what is outlined in the book that we should meditate on, because he suggests that we take a deep breath, that we read it, take a deep breath, and basically see, and then journal what comes through. So I'm going to channel and see what comes through regarding this. Day one, I do not dwell in the past, for it does not exist, and neither do any stains remain from the yesterdays of life. I have received a fresh infilling from spirit, and all past sorrows and compulsive fears have been removed. I am now free to climb the ladder to full and complete spiritual consciousness. I begin anew. So that is what the text, or is what we were asked to ponder on day one. So I'm just going to take a few deep breaths and see what comes through regarding this particular topic of the past, and the past not being real and not dwelling on it, and how we can do it and how we can apply it to our lives. Greetings, dear one. We are so glad that you have made time for us. As always, we are ready to answer any questions. Time, as you know, is an illusion. It's a construct. It's something that we use to construct our reality. Time and space are the both tools that are used to construct our reality. So when it is said that dwelling on the past is something that does not serve you because it no longer exists, because it really does not exist. The only thing that exists is the present now, the now, the now, the next now. And anything in the past is something that you hold in your memory, but it need not affect you in any way, because the things that happened to you in the past are simply a reflection of your state of consciousness in the period building up to the succession of those events, and nothing more. But they need not be a reflection of your state of consciousness in the present or in the future. That is why it's said that to dwell in the past doesn't serve you, because it's only a reflection of the state of consciousness that you're in then. And if you continue to dwell on that past, you keep yourself in the same state of consciousness and therefore condemn yourself to reliving the same events or similar events and situations with the state of consciousness that you're in at that particular point in time. So how can we use the past? Past does serve us in that we can use things that we have learned in our past to be able to perform activities in the present. For example, we didn't use everything that we learned that we needed to drive a car, then we wouldn't be able to drive a car at the moment. So we can use the past in some ways to serve us in performing tasks in the present, but it should only be used for that. It becomes, dwelling on the past becomes a disservice to us when we dwell and think about things in the past, particularly those things that we do not like or we did not feel right, or we replay them in our mind because we judge other people or because we feel guilt or shame. Dwelling and reliving these things from the past bring up those same emotions, emotions of anger, emotions of shame or guilt, of resentment, judgment, and they don't serve us. That's why it's important to only look at the past and identify the elements from the past that serve us at our present time and nothing else. Anything that brings up negative emotion, such as shame, guilt, anger, resentment, judgment, fear, do not serve us. And bring up in our mind images of things from our past that evoke those emotions, again, do nothing but perpetuate the creation of experiences which reflect and which will create the same emotions in us. So, in the present now, we have to, from the past, take only that which serves us to perform that which we want to perform now, and to stay present, completely present with where we are, in a state of appreciation and love for all that is, for everyone, and for who we are, for our existence, and remain in our power, realizing that the importance of this now is that whatever state of consciousness we choose to be in now will create the future. That's why all the power is in the now. Because as we focus ourselves in the present into feeling those feelings and seeing those things that we want to see, we are now watering that garden, watering the garden whose seeds constitute all of the desires that we have. And when we step into our power in the present now and think about ourselves in that future that we want to create and feel ourselves and see ourselves into that future. When we are watering those seeds in that garden, we are helping those seeds to grow, allowing them to grow, and they will blossom in due time, in due time. And then it's just a question of being patient and removing any blockages that may hinder the growth of that seed and therefore fulfillment. There you go. Um, yeah, I thought that was like an interesting. I'll have to go back and re-listen to that, listen to that again because channel I don't always pay attention to everything I get, and it kind of flows past. And when I go back and listen to it, it comes out. I get a lot more out of it. But I did feel, you know, that we take for granted just how important every moment is and just how much power we have in that moment. And it's just so easy to slip into remembering something that we didn't like about our past or start worrying about something. It's so easy to slip. And it's all a question of checking your thoughts every moment and really making sure that you don't slip so that you are tending. I do remember the metaphor of the garden and the seeds being our desires. Um, remember that and allowing and really tending to that garden, those seeds, you know, so that they can blossom. And yeah, so there you go. Let's see, keep doing the work. Uh, thank you for listening. If you have any questions that you would like me to ask, Spirit, then please leave it in the comments.